Thank you for joining us again and welcome back to our channel. If you are joining for the first time, we give you a big shout out from wherever you're watching us from around the world. Here we took geostrategic engagement as the reason why Africa is making some fundamental shift that does not sit well with its geopolitical partners. We want to send a big shout out to the people of Chad for celebrating their 65th independence. Why is this important? It is important because it comes at a time after Chad has asked France's troops to leave its territory, because the country of Chad has realized that that particular partnership, that particular condescending relationship, that particular one-sided unforgiving partnership was not working, and Chad started charting new partners, looking for new alternatives to rediscover its fundamentals, to figure out what's the future for its own people, and to tackle the particular security challenges that the country faces at the moment. For that reason, the Chadian government came out clear a couple of months ago and made it openly and let the country of France understand that current challenges, the difficulties, the landscape, the economic difficulties, the historical formation, the social challenges, the economic partnership was not working. And if you look at Chad's position, the president came out clear and looked at the difficulties that the country is experiencing and said this particular relationship with the country of France was not at the interest of the Chadian people. For that reason, the president of Chad came out clear and said this.
In his statements, President Mahamat Idriss explained that the pact no longer met Chad's current security and geopolitical needs. He noted that the agreement had failed to provide substantial military value to the country amid challenges such as terrorist attacks.
Over time, this agreement has become outdated, completely outdated. It no longer aligns with the current geopolitical realities, the strategies of our era, or our legitimate expectations for the full expression of our sovereignty.
This is amazing time for these countries across the continent of Africa, because if you consider Chad's own situation and celebrating this particular independence, it is a time that Chad has realized that it has to charter a new part of its own history and take full responsibility of its own security and assure its nationals and citizens that we can do this on our own and we can move forward, because the relationship that we've been with the country of France for centuries, that has not paid us to an extent. If you look at the transition that happened in the country of Chad, the current leader of the country of Chad, from the geostrategic point of view, are beginning to go closer to the country of China, as Chinese investment in the continent of Africa cannot be matched, cannot be compared, irrespective of what you think about the country of China's own integration with the continent of Africa. It is the responsibility of the African government to sit up and also make informed decisions and fix their fiscal aspect of their particular relationship with the country of China.
We begin today in Chad, which marked its 65th anniversary of independence from France on Monday. Chad gained self-rule in 1960 under the leadership of Francois Tombalbaye.
What did China do to the country of Chad? China built an incredible investment project there that will continue to help the country of Chad in several ways. This is what partnership is all about. If you go down to consider how Chad has faced difficulties over the years, and at the moment the country can celebrate independence after France's troops have left the territory, I think it's a fundamental success and it gives confidence to the country of Chad. To have more context on this, let's go to CGTN Africa and more importantly look at what the analysts from the CGTN Africa will say with regards to Chad's own position and why this particular African country is rediscovering itself. Let's play this clip.
Well, let's now cross over to Oluwole Ojewale, Regional Coordinator for Central Africa at the Institute for Security Studies in Dakar, Senegal. Thank you for joining us on the program, Ojewale. Dakar, in its 65th year of independence, what would you say Chad's key achievements have been?
Thank you so much, Beatrice, for having me. I think at the political front in the last 65 years, Chad has made tremendous progress in terms of looking at the country that fought civil war and subsequently achieved stability to the point that Chad became a force to reckon with within the Central and West Africa as a contiguous country around that border region. Chad was also very instrumental in combating counter-insurgency under the late Idriss Deby. Chad has made significant progress in diplomatic relations within Central African countries, particularly in terms of negotiation to serve as political capital to significant regional institutions. And I think the most recent one is the fact that amidst what is happening in the Sahel, Chad has been a country that has also been able to quickly transition to democracy. They are modest, but I think they are a bit of a significant achievement compared to what is obtainable in other countries in the region.
African nations are breaking away from this subjugation that they have been over the years and this condescending partnership that hasn't paid them in a number of areas. It is important to know that there are enormous challenges: emerging middle class, a burgeoning population, difficulties in the social area, and the continent of Africa continue to re-diversify its relationship as we see the United States of America's own tariff across the continent of Africa. Countries like Chad has no alternative but for them to rediscover themselves and start looking for alternatives from a whole lot of area. That's the reason why the president of Chad said Chad will not accept anything from others that it will not accept on his own self, and he went ahead to make that statement very clear. Let's play this clip.
The French military presence in Chad is not based on a reciprocal foundation. Chad must no longer accept from others what they don't accept for themselves. This is the sacred principle of reciprocity, the need for correction. It is now crucial for Chad to address the shortcomings in its international relations.
The president, however, gave assurance that Chad remains open to work with all partners, including France, based on a more equitable partnership.
The independence is a period where the country of Chad, especially after France's troops left the country of Chad, to understand that they are on their own and they should be picking up themselves to move forward. It is important that Chad diversify its collaboration at this moment and make sure that it makes use of its own natural resources at this important time in its own transition. Are there security guarantees or 100% in the country of Chad? Not at all. The country is picking up itself to figure out in terms of its own relationship, and more importantly, the country of Chad is building collaborations with nations that can provide it alternative in terms of its own security. This independent period is very important. It will go down in history in the country of Chad as the moment where the country make the biggest decision of its life to engage other partners and restore confidence in its own people. Let's play this clip.
Well, insecurity driven mainly by insurgent groups remains a major challenge. How can the country address this issue in a sustainable manner?
The number one thing is to address the core issues that are driving those insurgency, and it has to do with economies. A significant percentage of the population are immersed in poverty, living below $2 per day. These are significant factors that drive people into violent extremism. It's very, very important to address that. And in the light of what is also going on in the Central Sahel now, unpacking and deconstructing the French establishment in terms of security partnership over the years, I think it's very, very important for Chad to forge new alliances, strengthen multinational joint task force to be able to prosecute this counter-insurgency operation with other countries that are equally challenged in terms of what is happening in Cameroon, Niger, and Nigeria in the recent time. That relationship seems to be seriously weakened now. And Chad, looking at what the late Idriss Deby did in providing leadership, can actually up the game in that regard.
Let me know in the comment section what you think in regards to the post-exit of France in the country of Chad. Why this independent period could be a defining moment in the history of the country of Chad. Why Chadian people should continue to move forward and understand that the current challenges that they have from healthcare, social issues is something that needs priority at the moment, and they should go closer to partners that can provide them the alternative with regards to their own particular survival in this challenging time in the continent history.
Well, Chad also currently does not have any French base on its soil. What opportunities and challenges lie ahead for the country after breaking its colonial era agreements?
The opportunities to strengthen and diversify bilateral relations. The exit of the Western establishment, particularly security partnership championed by France, And we also see some middle power countries like Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Turkey, playing significant role in stepping into that security vacuum that has been created over the years. So I think Chad has the opportunity to diversify its bilateral relation in terms of security partnership, to be able to step forward and actually address those security concerns. I think that is one significant opportunity that the exit of France actually offered Chad in the light of what is going on in the Central Sahel now.
All right, Oluwole Ojewale joining us there from Dakar in Senegal. Thank you.
Chadian soldiers march in formation in the capital, Ndjamena. People from all walks of life and all parts of the country are here to commemorate the occasion.
A celebration marking the 65th anniversary of the independence of our country, Chad, the land of Tumai, and also a milestone in the maturity of the Chadian people. You know, 65 years is not 1 year, it is not 2 years, and during those 65 years, Chad has experienced ups and downs, difficulties and moments of joy, moments of despair and hope, moments of hardship and moments of joy. In the name of the Fifth Republic, we are embarking on a new phase, one of maturity, unity, and the redefinition of a nation in peace and national unity.
For now, I'll be looking forward to meeting you soon in our next episode. Smash the like button and have a good day. Bye-bye.